October 7 find me and my family in a conference at Parma, Italy. We were waking up to knock on the door for my middle son. The immediate feeling was a feeling of betrayed. How come everything that we believe in, if it's the government, if it's the army, if it's the fact that something like that can never happen in Israel, did happen? And you need to understand and digest what's happening right now and what is your role and how you're going to react and what is it that you can do in order to do something positive. There is a call inside of you that's saying you have to go now, you have to be there. And we arrived to Israel actually in the beginning of November, into the heart of the war. And the feeling landing in Israel in a time of a war was all of a sudden the feeling that something is whole again. You know, Tel Aviv had a couple of sirens a day, rockets were still shots every day in a rapid rhythm, but nothing mattered. It was no sense of fear. It was a feeling that we are where we're supposed to be right now. I always believe, you know, that there is something positive and the future have always a silver lining. It was some very tough moment that I will never forget in my life. Devastation, true devastation. And while going through Kibbutz Be'eri and coming to the center of the kibbutz where a very famous battle took place, it's called Pacey House. It was a house that had 14 hostages inside, held by Hamas terrorists. And it's ended up with one person that survived, a lady who survived it. And everything was destroyed around there. And while we're getting there, I saw one of the officers, you know, standing behind us. And I asked him, why you don't join us? And he said, I can't stand exactly where you stand. I said, why not? He said, because my best friend got killed right in this spot where I'm standing next to him. And then a friend of mine that was part of the little group that's visiting Be'eri say, let's say Kaddish. And anybody can say Kaddish here? And I guess I was the only one who was eligible to say Kaddish. And we stood there, and here I am standing in a place that somebody got killed, giving the ultimate act of kindness, giving his life to save other people. And I just simply could not say it. I felt that I get choke in my throat. It's impossible. So it took me a couple of minutes, you know, to get myself together and to be able to say the Kaddish. I got a note a couple of days later from the mother of the soldiers that got killed, thanking me for doing it. You know, getting myself, you know, out of there and asking, well, you have to continue in your journey to find good reason and inspiring moment to understand why there is hope. And I think what I saw in Israel, mainly the civil society, the level of volunteering, not only in Israel, outside of Israel, in Toronto, in New York, in Miami, in Los Angeles, in London, where the whole Jewish world woke up and was willing to give from themselves, to volunteer, and to do where no other organization, it just was and a rise of goodwill and togetherness. Something that really a mirror that was putting in front of us, and us understanding, each one of us, where we were wrong, and where we were wrong on who we believe we are and in what period of history we live. And almost not out of calculated decision, it was an instinct. It was the call to action that's come from the bottom of your stomach, not from your brain, that make you do things that are pure kindness. But the biggest surprise that I saw was actually the young generation. And as somebody that working with Jewish community and Jewish organizations since 1985, almost 40 years, all these 40 years, I heard only one thing, that we're losing the young generation. The young generation is not committed. The young generation will never leap up to the challenge. The young generation will not have the motivation, to do what the older generation was willing to do many years ago. And the biggest surprise, and thank God, was that we all was wrong. Because the biggest surprise was the young generation, to see them all over the world, not only in Israel. Those who never been affiliated with Israel, those who been never even visited Israel, was willing to give endlessly, whatever it takes. And I think that this is the real silver lining. I believe that this generation will be able to bring us to a new level of prosperity. And that was the moment that I understand that I can be optimist. And our duty today is to invest in this generation in order to grow the next generation of the best scientists that we can have, the best scholar that we can have, the best mathematician that we have, the best doctors that we can have. That is the silver lining. That's what makes me optimist. And I hope you all join us in investing in the next generation in order to build not only a better future to Israel, a better future to the Jewish people and to the world itself, because that is our duty.